Hi everyone, welcome back. For today's mani, we're going to be playing with some new colors from Cosmic Nails, and we're also going to dive into the dip liquids. We're going to create a set of press-ons today on the Shape Short Coffin. So we're going to dive right into the dip liquids today. First off, I love the packaging. I love the clear bottle. That is a plus for me because you can definitely see where your liquids are. So I always enjoy a clear bottle here. And I'm just looking at the consistency, the viscosity, and I was checking out that brush before we dive in. All right, so we are diving into some new colors, but before we get into that, we are gonna do a little bit of color blocking. So right now, I'm spending some time here making sure I have that line exactly where I want it before I go ahead and press that tape down. I do have everything that we are using in today's video listed in that description box below. I do get a lot of questions on what type of color blocking tape this is. This is a 3M medical tape. I feel like it is the best for color blocking. Then I take a little silicone tool and just make sure everything is laying super flat before we go in with the dip liquids. We are diving into the liquids right now, so I'm spending a lot of time here wiping off that brush, making sure I have a very thin layer of dip base on this brush, and I just want to gently pull that brush right below the cuticle line of this press-on and pull that product down. Since we are color blocking as well, I want to make sure that I'm not oversaturating that area as well near that tape. Otherwise, it's going to create kind of like a ledge. And then once we applied a very thin layer, we are dipping into the cupcake liner. Now, when you are working with a new liquid, there's a couple things you want to look for preference, at least for me personally. A big indicator on a liquid is gonna be the brush. I feel like that is the main factor for me because depending on if a brush is too soft or too hard, that's gonna lead to application issues. That's either gonna allow you, if a brush is too soft, it's gonna pick up way too much product and then you're gonna have a lot of bulk. If the brush is too firm, it's gonna create a lot of rough spots on the nail and create a lot of lines. So that's the main thing I look for first in a brush. So far, I am loving this brush. I also do prefer a clear bristle brush when it comes to liquids versus a black bristle brush. I feel like the clear bristle brush just glides over the nail a little bit better. I don't know if it's like the difference in material, but those are some things I noticed. Another key factor when you're dabbling into dip liquids is the viscosity. If it's really thin or if it's like a thicker consistency. If it's thicker, that's gonna naturally give you bulk to your nail. I prefer a very thin consistency, almost like a watery type formula. Those are definitely my go-to, especially if you like making press-ons. The thinner the liquid you can have, the better it's going to be when you are creating a press-on nail, because when you're creating a press-on nail, you really want to keep the shape as true as possible to the nail that you are putting that dip base over. You overall just want to enhance that press-on nail by adding that color. So the thinner the consistency of your dip liquids, the better it's going to be when you are making press-ons. Also right here, you can see here that I'm spending time pressing everything down. That's also key when you are making press-ons. You want to make sure everything, even on those sidewalls, everything is pressed down so everything is keeping its shape. Also, another key factor for me is dry time. So dry time, if something is super fast, dry time, I kind of prefer a very fast dry time, especially again when we're making press-ons. If you're not making press-ons, you might want like a medium fast dry time. Me specifically, I like that faster dry time because I can just keep on rolling and going through the nails. Now this would definitely be a medium fast dry time and I'm totally okay with that. I'm still able to dip into that cupcake liner. You can see here we dipped into that cupcake liner again. I'm able to press everything down. That is a great indicator for me, especially if you are someone who loves to pay like that fine detail attention. If you are not making press-ons and really cleaning up that cuticle line, this is going to give you a lot of wiggle room with this type of dip liquid that we're using today. So medium fast dry time is definitely what this one has to offer. Also, it did take me a few nails to kind of just like get the hang of the viscosity and the brush of this liquid. And you can see as we're moving on to the third nail, the fourth nail, the application is becoming a lot better. So just keep that in mind when you are working with a new liquid. give yourself some grace. It is going to be a little bit of a learning curve. You're not just going to be able to, like, some liquids are not treated equal. So just keep that in mind. I think that's a very misconception in the nail world, that you can just like pick up any liquid and it's going to perform the exact same way you think like your holy grail liquids are going to be. But each liquid is its own, so just keep that in mind. And again, this one right here, I'm loving it so far. Now that I got the hang of like how much I want to pick up on that brush and just like working with the brush itself, I'm really loving the formula. The first two nails, I was just kind of learning the formula and kind of working with it. And a little bit of this liquid does go a long way. So make sure you are taking time wiping off when you are dipping that brush into the bottle and removing it. Make sure you are rubbing or taking off, I'm trying to describe this in the best way possible. Make sure you're spending time taking off any extra liquids before you go ahead and apply it to that nail. That's really going to help prevent any bulk. And again, a little bit of this liquid does go a long way. So I'm loving that aspect of it. Also, I am going in with a second dip here, and we are working with a new collection from Cosmic Nails. This is a really fun one. It's like a halfway to Halloween kind of style collection. So this is called Wicked Awesome, and we're also playing with the color right here, Nightshade SPF 5000. It's a really beautiful color. It's perfect for summer. It's giving me like all this sizzly kind of vibes. I'm loving it, and I'm also not experiencing any staining on the brush with this liquid as well, which I love. All right, so now we're gonna go ahead and remove the color blocking tape. It's kind of like a moment of truth. It's very satisfying to pull off the tape, even though you can see here I'm struggling, but it's also really satisfying to see the line. Now, if your line is not this clean, don't worry about it. You could go ahead and just go ahead with your file right now and straighten up that line before you go in with the other color. Always straighten up your line before you dive into whatever color you're going to coordinate with this color blocking. So now we're using Ghouls Just Want to Have Fun, and it's really beautiful. It's a chunky fine glitter mix. Not only is it a fun glitter, but this glitter right here to me screams summer. It has these gorgeous pops of orange, pink, purple. To me, it just screams summer, and I love everything about this glitter. So I'm taking an orange wood stick here, and I'm removing any larger pieces that are by the cuticle, or not the cuticle line, on the sidewalls there, on the free edge, and right above that line, I did not want any larger pieces of glitter. So that's why you saw me remove that one. If you liked how that glitter was laying, you can totally keep it, but I just wanted that line, that color blocking line, to really be noticeable, and having one of those chunkier glitter pieces up by that color blocking line kind of distorted the whole like crispiness of that line. So that was the only reason why I moved that big one there. All right, so now we're going in with a second coat, and I'm not having any issues with the dry time when it comes to these glitters. I was able to just go ahead and dip with that first coat of glitter, press everything down, dust off, and I did not disrupt that powder. The dry time is like perfect for me, I feel like, when it comes to these liquids. So I'm just spending time here making sure everything is completely flat here. And that is all we're doing for this color blocking nail. Now you could totally jazz this up. You could add some striping tape on that color blocking line if you wanted. You could add like some foils to kind of give it more of like a really pretty kind of add more touch of bling to it. Options are endless when you're adding nail art to a nail. You could even add some bigger pieces of glitter there if you wanted, but we're gonna keep it simple like that because I really wanted that crisp, sharp line just to kind of just shine through. And I feel like these colors really complement each other really well. So I just wanted to focus on those today. So you're probably wondering, you're probably like, okay, it's a very simple mani. Yes, you threw in some color blocking, but we are gonna jazz up the other solid color nails as well with a little bit of sparkle. And that's another thing I like to do when I'm playing with a new liquid. Normally, my ultimate test when I'm playing with a new liquid is trying an ombre, but I figured glitter placement is definitely a great way to see how liquids perform as well, and that's going to be a great indicator for you for your dry time. So we're going to hand place some glitters on those solid nails just to add more pops of color. Okay, so this nail right here, I love the coverage. I love how this looks right here with this first dip alone, but obviously we're gonna build it up because we want that ultimate sparkle. This is like our statement nail. This is our only full coverage nail that's gonna be complete glitter. So the more sparkle and blingy we can get it, the better, right? So now that we went ahead and dipped it back in, I'm gonna use an orange wood stick, and this time I'm making sure I'm focusing underneath that press on, making sure there's no large glitter pieces under there and there's no dip powder, because we want the underneath of that press on nail to be super clean. You can also focus on those areas during filing and buffing because you want a good transition from that press on to your natural nail when it does come time to applying. But I'm just pressing everything down. This glitter is very, very easy to work with as well. I will say that the Cosmic nail dip powders, the shimmers, the solids, and most of the glitters are very beginner friendly. So if you are looking to just try some new colors or a new company, and maybe you're not ready for new liquids yet, but you want to get some fun colors, Cosmic Nails has a great selection of colors, so definitely keep them in the back of your mind. So here's the mani as is. You could totally leave it as how you have it right here. Keep it very simple, especially if you do not want the extra pops of bling. But you know me, I love glitter, so we're gonna hand place some more glitter pieces. So what I did is I just put dip base on the area of the nail that we're working with, and I did not really have a game plan. At first, I was gonna pull the glitter all the way down to the nail, so from the cuticle line all the way down to the free edge to the tip. But then I was like, you know what? As I was placing the glitter and kind of seeing how it was going, I really liked how the glitter was kind of building up here on the cuticle line. So then that is what the area is that I focused on when I was placing the glitter. And that's the same design that I'm going to be pulling through and throughout this entire set here. But these glitters are really fun. I love the pops of color. They really enhance the solid background color that we're using right now. And I did not have any issues with the dry time. I only went in with the dip base one time, and I was able to create my whole glitter design with that first layer of dip base. So that's also another indicator on your dry time. These are great if you like nail art. You're gonna be able to hand place your glitters here without any issues. Again, we're only targeting this small area right here with the glitters. Obviously, if you're doing a full nail here, or if you're working with a larger design, you might need to go back in with your dip base. So we're just wrapping up the pinky nail. I did speed up the glitter placement just a little bit just to save some time. So now that the glitter placement is all done, we're gonna go ahead and clear encapsulate. So when I did my Cosmic nail order, I did a huge order a few months back where I purchased these liquids, and these liquids kind of been sitting on the back burner here. And I totally forgot to grab the clear powder. So the clear that I'm using today is not from Cosmic Nails, but I will dive into their clear powder. Next time I place an order, I'll make sure I grab that. So I did a very thin layer of dip base on the entire nail, and now we went ahead and dipped in clear. That's gonna go ahead and protect the pigment and the glitters that we use today. So I'm just making sure everything is laying super flat. I still press everything down even if it's a clear. Did the rest of the clear encapsulation off camera, and I went in with a stiff brush on all the nails to make sure we removed any extra clear powder before we went in with the activator. And now it's time to activate. And activation for me is definitely my favorite part of an entire mani, because you can just see the nail just completely transform. The glitters come to life, and also the color, the powders just melt together. All right, so I did the rest of the activation off camera, and now we're filing and buffing. I will say, filing and buffing was super, super easy. I was not expecting it to be that easy, especially because we have a chunky glitter going on here and we have some color blocking, but overall, super, super easy to achieve. And if you hear a little laughing in the background or someone playing with toys, that is my little Peanut. We're at this phase, he's 2, where he is just like glued to my side. So me doing my voiceover right now, he's like waiting for me to come play with him. He's kind of we're in our truck phase right now. All right, so we're just finishing up the filing and buffing. Again, filing and buffing was super easy, And this file buffer block that we're using right now can also be found in the description box. I find that it's super easy to buff with the longer filing buffing block. So the rest of the filing was done off camera, and then to seal this mani in today, we're gonna do another layer of activator. Now, even though I am gonna finish up with the Kozmik Nails gel top coat, I still go in with the activator. It's gonna get rid of any filing and buffing lines, and it's also gonna go ahead and seal in any powders that we may disrupted during filing and buffing. And now we're going in with the top coat. I cured for 60 seconds. And here's the finished mani. I'm loving this. It's giving me all, like I said, it's giving me like hot summer, sizzly kind of vibes, and I'm loving it. It's the perfect summer. I love just like that deep, hot pink purple tones, and then just like that fun glitter. That glitter alone screams summer. If you're looking for the summer glitter, the perfect summer glitter, this one right here might be it. It is Ghouls Just Wanna Have Fun, because it has like those pops of summer flair in there. It's just everything, and it was super easy to work with. Overall, I do really like these liquids. I feel like they performed really well, not only with the glitter, but with the solid, and they also worked well over that clear powder. But overall, I really enjoyed the liquids, and I really liked how they performed with the powders themselves. All right, so everything that we did use in today's video can be found in that description box below. Don't forget to subscribe, give this video a thumbs up, and I'll see you all in my next one.